What's up, y'all? So, I'm coming to y'all to talk about a few different topics. At first, I was just gonna come to y'all and tell y'all how I felt about 12 Years a Slave. I think that's the right name, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so I'm not gonna give y'all the whole spoiler that I plan on giving y'all for this whole movie, but the long story short is it's a long ass movie, and I'm finna tell you the whole movie in like he was a free. His name was Solomon Northman. He was a freeman, meaning that he wasn't a slave. He was free, and um, his family left, and I'm not sure what was the premise of them leaving, but whatever the case, they left. So then these men came up and was like, "Oh, you're such a talented musician. We want you to come and play with us. And, we know you're a freeman, so whatever money you get is your money." So when you see him say it, it's like, oh. And he had the look that dudes get still to this day. Oop, some money. So he went on with them or whatever. And so that was that. And he got drunk. And so then he woke up as a slave. And not like he woke up as a slave, like he didn't know who he was. He knew who he was when he woke up and they had got his ass drunk. And the premise that they were using was, mistaken identity. And they were calling him Pratt or Platt. And that wasn't his name. So he had to spend 12 years as a slave because they thought he was somebody else. So he went through trials and tribulations that you see in any other slave movie or whatever. And at the end, he asked, I think it's Brad Pitt that was another. He was a white gentleman, and he asked him. He said, you got more access to the free world than me. So what I need you to do is when you leave on your own will. So when you leave, just remember my name and try and find. I'm calling him his overseer because I don't know the term. So he said, just find my people for me or whatever and let them know I'm not dead. Let them know where I'm at. And so they can come for me because I know they looking for me because I got a whole family. So, the white guy did that or whatever. And so then that was that. The end, one of the like overseers of the county, like the sheriff or something, he came and he was like, Platt, come here, let me talk to you. So he was like, do you go by any other name? And he said, yeah. He said, so what's your name? He said, Solomon Northman. And he was like, okay, so when's your birthday? Told him my birthday. And he said, do you have any family? He said, yes, I have a wife and a son and a daughter. And he called them by their names. And so then he said, okay, he asked him something else identifying who he was. So he said, yeah, you okay. And so then he turns around and the man who would have been like his overseer or whatever, he came riding up behind him and he was like, do you know who that is? And he was like, yeah, that's such and such, such and such. And so when he realized that that's who that was and who it was supposed to be, he ran over to him, was like, thank God. It was like the thank God moment. You finally found me. You finally got me out this fucked up situation. So he then, he had a little scuffle with his owner, and then he got on the wagon and he left. He came home. His wife and his kids, of course, had aged just as he had, and he found out he had a grandson named Solomon Jr. The whole story. Now, I told you this whole story in 4 minutes and 21 motherfucking seconds. Now, of course, when you get into cinematics and all that good stuff, it gotta be. But it didn't have to be that long. And I'm sorry. I think Solomon fell for that shit himself. You should have known, just as in today's day and age, back then, white people ain't no joke. Okay. People themselves ain't no joke. Don't get me to don't don't pull the race card on me because that's not where I'm going with this. I just feel like he should have knew better than to go with them people. I mean, just like today, if I'm somewhere and somebody knows that I'm good with computers and they say, "Well, Shay, I need you to come with me to Memphis or Pennsylvania, a whole nother part of the country where yeah, I might have family, but you want me to go off by myself." Yeah, I'm gonna Google search your ass. I'm gonna ask questions. I'm gonna find out some information about you. I'm not just gonna walk off with you and I don't know you. And I just feel like that was the part of the movie where he messed up. You know what I'm saying? His eyes were overglazed with the thought of, oh, I can make some extra money for my family, or I could do what I'm trying to do, but I could do it quicker, with this proposition. And I just feel like if he, as a slave and as a human with common sense, if you would have went back to your whoever and said, "Do you know Bruce and Ronald, they claim they musicians and they want me to go with them. You should have, and then you would have had the chance, and they'd have been like, fuck no, they like to catch people and do fucked up shit, whatever the case might be, and then it would have never been 12 Years a Slave. Just my opinion. It was a fucked up movie. It was a slave movie. It was a slavery movie. Same as the Django. Same as any other slave movie out here. It was a slave movie. They got hot off the N word. Okay, fine. Um, and just a small touch on the N word. That word, I think, to me, if we stop tripping off of it so much, it would just be a word. It wouldn't even be. The word wouldn't have power because you give the word the power when you the word that you gave it the power right there. So we stopped tripping off the word so tough. You would take the power off the word, and then it wouldn't mean nothing. And once you took the power off the word, it don't mean nothing. Then the word is eradicated because it don't mean shit. That's just my point. That's that. Two other things I wanted to touch on. Oh, no, I think I'm gonna end that here and I'm gonna come back and do another short little video. But that was my review of 12 Years a Slave. I have not seen Best Man Holiday yet. I'm so tired of hearing about Best Man Holiday. I'm so tired of, oh, I laughed, I cried, and it's a sequel. Yeah, that's all I got. It's, it's a sequel. I mean, was I excited to hear they was remaking a new one? It didn't privy me none that they. I didn't care. Um, so that's just my thoughts. Um, like, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think. I'm open to any comments, talk, suggestions. As long as you ain't on that Tony Sudamore, as long as you ain't disrespectful, I really don't have any problem with you, getting at me any way, shape, form, or fashion. We can discuss. So this has been Miss Chubby reporting. My review of 12 Years a Slave. You got something to say? Speak up.